Issues with the audio and tell us. We're just jumping back in now with more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Bebop and Rocksteady killed Donatello.
I remember that. I remember reading that.
Haha, Donnie.
So here we go. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
All right, we're back. So the missions run in Adventure Comics. So the normal box comes with books 1 through 4, and Kickstarter contributors get an extra thing, which includes stuff like Bebop and Rocksteady Destroy Everything. They have Mousers, which is an extra mission in it, which you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. All right. So everyone has life and focus. Take a look at your stats. Okay. Your move is how many squares you can move when you have a move action. Okay. So Michelangelo, if you roll a double skateboard, that means you can move 8 squares as a move action. If you have an adjacent guy, if you have guys adjacent to you, it subtracts movement of how many squares you can move for every guy that's adjacent to you. Okay. So you have 2 guys on you, that's 2 spaces that you have to move from one space to another.
Okay.
Right. Everyone also has life and focus.
I like that Donnie has the least amount of life.
But he has a lot of focus.
Yeah, but from what you were just saying.
Yeah. Well, when you get hit by a giant, rhino with a freaking sledgehammer with a chainsaw, that's not. It doesn't really matter how tough you are necessarily.
Nah, Ralphie can take it.
All right, so everybody, grab life tokens, which are little slices equal to your life. If we want to do something like 5, and if we want to let's do like 5. Like a full pizza is 5, and a slice is 1.
Okay.
We can just do whatever we want here. That's fine. Okay.
Looks like a slice or a full pizza is 6.
Yeah.
Or actually, I'm not sure.
Whatever helps your math
Pizza
easier.
is 8.
Oh, these are looks like this one. Whatever.
Let's do 5 and 1.
Ignore me, I don't
I have
know.
13 life.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm wicked tough. I'm telling you.
All right. We also have.
Are these the bad guy dice?
No, those are for attack and defense.
Okay.
All right. So here is here are our focus. We'll have little KO icons if you guys get KO'd. Michelangelo's got only 2 photos. How about that?
Yep.
Weird.
I mean,
What's his movement like?
I only have 3.
That's cool. I have no 4s.
I only have 3. You have what? 3's pretty much all that.
You said this is
I have
focus,
3,
right?
Focus.
2,
I only have
3,
3.
2, 3.
What do I give you 4?
What do you have, a 1 somewhere?
3, 1, 3, 3, 2.
Oh, you're technically 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, so is mine.
All right.
So even as Leo's.
So we're going to be playing a mission called. So we're going to use the first mission. It's called
Dun, dun.
Vanilla Ice.
Street Cleaners. The heroes have just interrupted a mugging. Time to clean up the streets before the punks get away.
Yeah.
All right. So the bad guys called for in this mission are 5 street thug gunners and 5 street thug brawlers. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
All right. So I'm going to start busting out these baddies.
I'm Dark Raphael. Like early Ninja Turtles. I'm gonna kill everyone. Because I'm a turtle. And I'm a man. But also a ninja. An angry turtle. I like how you can see Matt on the stream, but he's just looking forward. Not like,
In his own world.
this is our cyborg friend Matt. He will not be participating in this.
He's in virtual reality.
It's fun. VR is fun.
It is, it's cool.
I haven't tried it yet.
It's fun.
Cool, you should. It's really crazy.
Yeah? You sound a little trippy there.
Yeah, because I can see it working. I'm partly blind in my right eye, so I don't know if you can do that with VR with only what this does.
All right. How about we say, just for fun, because I have them and I feel the need to justify them, that they have each group of bad guys has like a pseudo leader, and we'll be using the human versions of Bebop and Rocksteady as just part of the gunners or the
Is it
or the
Seamus?
brawlers.
Yeah, it is Seamus.
that's Rocksteady. And there's Bebop.
That's cool.
All right. So that's what we're using for now. So that means I can put a bunch of these away. This is a bookmark that will determine. So the way this works is this is how you track progress throughout the course of a mission. You will make a bookmark in the thing depending on whether you won or lost.
Okay.
So it'll say something like, if you lost the last mission, this is what happens. So that's how
So
we.
can we die like?
You can get KO'd. You can always come back from a KO.
Okay.
If all 4 of you are KO'd at the same time, then you lose.
Okay.
The game's over. No matter what the actual other mission parameters are. All right. So I'll put these away.
So don't all get KO'd at the same time.
Don't all get killed. Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb.
I'll never get KO'd.
You guys also have special maneuvers.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So I'm gonna bust out all of the maneuver cards for for the thugs and the gunners.
I was gonna say, Kevin, do you still need the book?
Nope. No. Yeah, we will need that. I'll do that. All right. So.
Yeah.
So this is a cooperative game?
Yeah.
Cool. Kind of like a dungeon crawl.
Okay. We'll also need these. So what I also have some reference cards telling us how terrain works, because there's all sorts of things in terrain. There's grind rails, there's like manhole covers you can pick up and throw at people. There's like ladders you can go up and down things, dumpsters, just all like steam vents, all sorts of crazy stuff can happen when it comes to terrain. So I'm going to keep the terrain cards out. All the other cards are going to go away. We'll just put them in here for now. For all the big, for all the take a look at the art on these cards is just phenomenal. Casey Jones has a special move called Goongala with an exclamation point. We wouldn't want him fighting this time around, just to get a sense of how the actual Ninja Turtles are going to go. All right, so you don't get to use all of these cards. You start with a number of cards. Here we go. So for each turtle, the controlling hero must choose special moves equal to their skill, modified by the battle's hero skill, which is -1 for the intro battle. So that means,
We get 1 card.
so that means Donnie gets 2, Leo gets 3, Mikey gets 2, Raph gets 1. So what we're gonna do, and it gives suggestions as to what we want to do. So when we just follow that and say, so Donnie's gonna start with bow staff defense and spin attack. Leo's going to start with Leaping Strike, Clash, and I'll hold him off. Mikey's going to start with Party Dude, and I'll throw you. And Raph's going to start with Cool but Rude.
No, not
Cool,
jumping.
but rude.
All right? How's that? All right, where else are we going? So, the way combat works. So you guys, so at the start of a turn, you roll your dice, and then you determine who's going to go in what order. When it's somebody's turn, you go through all your actions, and then you finish your actions, and then your turn's over. These are what's called drain tokens. The way these work is you determine what sort of action you're going to do. So when you say, you can go, I'm going to use these 3 to make 3 movement moves, and then we put drain tokens over them to indicate that you can't use them anymore.
Right.
Okay. Once all of your actions are drained, we could just be like forward and back or something like that. Keep them in front of you until everyone's done with all of their actions, because we still have to share it. We have still the dice.
So
share.
if I use these, they can't use it.
They can, because the only time that they're drained is when it's your turn.
Okay.
So once you're done, in fact, let's not do the drain stuff. Let's just do like forward and back. If it's forward, once you're done, pull them back to indicate that you can't use them anymore. You know.
Okay.
And then push them back forward. Push them back forward when you're done. Okay. I appreciate the fact that they want to give us a lot of tokens, but we don't need that many tokens. We really don't. All right, so I will keep this here. All right, now when it's time to do an attack, so you take however many dice that you're going to use for your action, and you add it to your attack. So let's say you're making an attack. You only have that. So you're taking two dice plus 1, and that's what you're rolling for these. These are all the same. I think they're all the same. I'm pretty sure. So in this case, you're going to roll 3 dice. All right. So every one of these is a point of damage.
Okay.
That means nothing happens. And I think that's the only thing that comes up on these dice. So you've done a total of 4 damage. The person you're attacking then rolls a number of dice equal to their defense, plus any other modifiers that are out there. Because keep in mind, I get cards too.
Right.
In fact, I don't roll dice for my actions. I'm determined by what cards I have in my hand.
Okay.
And I'll play them as we go. Okay? So in that case, I'll take my defense dice and roll them. All right. I have not defended against anything. These guys only have 3 life. You did 4 damage. You just took out a rock. All right. So that's basically that's it.
So
I'll
I
show
would
how
get
this
1
works.
focus.
What's that?
I would get 1 focus because I KO'd him.
You can play this on any one of your turns.
Okay.
At any point in your
But
turn.
only once.
I think it's only once per game, I want to say. Each time kids or anybody can, while this card is active.
It's kind of like, I get the cards kind of like Sentinels in the Multiverse. If you have them out in front of you, they're always active.
Hang on, I actually got to double check that. Hero turns.
While this card is active, figures adjacent to Leo treat him as 3 figures when breaking away. Isn't that a lot?
Trigger makes a range strike.
Stand next to me. I'll give you pluses. I guess that's what the leader does.
The special move is placed face up in front of the player until the start of the hero's next turn. So until the start of the next turn. While the card's face up in front of the player, it's still active. The hero may only use the special moves the player selected. Yep. Yeah, so it looks like that's it for you use it once, and then you only use it for once in the course of the game. Okay. I guess that need to clarify.
For each of the cards?
Yeah.
That's one of your cards.
Yep. So this just gives me like 1 extra focus.
What's that? So it's actually usually really hard to get focus back for you guys. So here are the icons. So skateboarders, you move points equal to your character's move value. Double is twice your character's move value. It can't be split into separate actions. When you start doing anything other than moving, then your movement stops. So let's say you had that, meaning you move 8, you move 6 and then make an attack or something like that, then you can't spend the other 2. Unless you have that, or you can move again. Okay. All right. So you use the katana icon to attack an adjacent enemy, including diagonal. It's all in a square, 9 square. Double katanas counts as 2 katana icons rolling battle dice. So you will roll an extra die when you make an attack. If you have, and you can keep adding in with extra. So you can be like making 1 attack. I go all 3 of these to attack something. All right. So if you want to attack something harder with 1 attack, you can do that. Shuriken icons you have to make a ranged attack on someone who's at least 2 squares away, so you can't throw a ranged attack at someone that's next to you. So for every square you are away from your target when you're making a ranged attack, it subtracts 1 from the damage. That's not dice, so you roll all the dice you would normally, you just subtract whatever damage you would roll. So let's say you pulled that off with a ranged attack, so you would have done 4 damage, but it's like 3 squares away, you just get rid of 1 of the damage. And then you do defense. Okay? So the further away something is, the harder you are, the less likely you are to do a lot of damage. Okay? The shell icon is it's a passive boost to your character's defense rolls when you're attacked. So you hold it in front of you. That's why it's important not to pick up your dice until the end of your turn. That means it's harder to hurt you when you have a shell out. That means you roll more dice for your attack. If you have something with a shell and a katana, that means it's a combination of a katana icon and a shell icon that's used both attack and during defense. So so count it as both a katana and a shell. All right. If you get the little chi icon, what that means is that you restore a focus and you heal a character with 1 battle die worth of wounds. Healing wounds is you roll that. It'll say however many dice that you roll. You roll, and whatever damage you do heals wounds back. Whenever you are KO'd, to awaken from the KO'd state, you take a number of dice equal to your defense, and you roll it. So in your case, you would roll 3. All right, so nothing 3. But the thing is, you need 8 to awaken. So if you're down to 0, you're gonna stay down, but keep rolling. But once you get up to 8, then you're up.
So you add these up. So say like I have
And they're
3.
cumulative.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why we do. So that's why we would use like these icons to say that you're down, but you're healing. And then once it's over, you flip them over and you're good to go. So that means that you do roll your dice at the top of the turn like everything else, because you can end up with shells, and shells help you with your revival.
Right.
All right. So when you're rolling the attack, blast icon's 1 point of damage, double blast 2 damage, and then shell is 3. So I think that's pretty much what we need to get started. All right.
It's just spacing. Is there a board?
Oh yeah, there's a board. Oh yeah, you'll see the board. So
you gonna get it.
I'm gonna pull out.
My friend loves Ninja Turtle stuff.
All right, so here's what our board's gonna look like. Boards have like spawn pools and stuff like that. Okay.
So where do we start on the board? All right.
We're getting there.
Raphael always getting ahead of himself.
Shut up, Donnie.
Raphael never has a good company.
I already got the picture.
Oh, I'm looking at that.
Okay.
Like, my friend loves Ninja Turtles.
I can see. All right. All right, here we go. So, normally there are things like spawn points and leaders, and I have a figure pool to pull from. So if like you KO, I get to pull things out.
Okay.
I do not appear to have any spawn points. My job is to get these guys off the like I'm to get them off the board. Okay. I see. Okay. Ladder. So here's what this means, guys. These are different elevations. So this is up high. This is up high. This down low.
Yeah. We can climb the ladder to get up.
Yep. And I'll have cards explaining how all that works. So never fear.
I assume cards are obstacles.
You extra lifers. If you look up at the front of the store here, you'll be able to see the Ken Mayers Jr. Illustrated one-of-a-kind playmat that we are going to do for our first drawing. We have about 10 more minutes before we draw a ticket for that. So if you want to be entered in that raffle, please come up and do that now.
Alright. A lot of guys. Alright, so here's the deal. Oh, I actually have some more little things to put out.
Okay. So the special move cards, you have to. So if I wanted to use "I'll throw you," I have to spend a movement dice.
Some of them will have requirements. So you see this? I'll hold them off. You have to spend a focus and a katana die to use that.
So mine doesn't have a thing. I can just use
Nope.
this
Then that's
whenever.
just something you put in front of you.
But
Because it's not a
only
move. It's a yeah.
So I like
Over the
declare
course
I'm
of one
using
turn.
this.
Yep.
Okay.
So you put it down and that's it.
And then after that turn, it's gone?
Yep.
I can make people trade dice.
Yes, you can make people trade dice. That's a leadership thing. Sounds very leaderish.
Can't tell me what to do.
All right.
And if you look under your guy, those are the facings that are on his dice.
Yes, it took me a while to figure that out. Before I realized that people have their own dice, I'm sitting there going, what do those mean? I don't get it.
What's the double sword team?
The double what?
Two
The
attacks.
double sword. Oh, it's 2?
Yeah.
Cool.
You want to clear that for that, Phil?
What was that?
Look up what double slash is and how that works.
Double katanas count as 2 katana icons when rolling battle dice. You may not separate this action into separate attacks. Okay.
All right, so guys, anything with actually no.
I saw that he had single katana, so I wasn't sure what the difference was. Makes sense.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so anything, every space with an orange border is what's called unstable terrain. So figures can move through unstable terrain but can't end a move action on it.
Okay.
The figure would be forced to end its movement in unstable terrain. The figure stops just short of the terrain, but it's a grind rail. You can use 3 skateboard icons to make a terrain move. It's called a terrain move. When adjacent to a rail, move onto it as far along as desired, following the arrows. So you may make an attack plus 2 melee strikes against each enemy adjacent to the rail as you move past them. So if you start here, you can go nah, and like whack a bunch of people as you go by. Okay. Move off the rail to end this action. Following the I don't see any arrows, but all right. I think move along the path of momentum, I guess, is what would make sense. There are no throwing objects here. There's no covered terrain here. There is slow terrain, which is anything that's got a yellow border. I'll cost +1 move point to enter each space of slow terrain. And but there's no rough terrain. Obscuring terrain, no. Elevated terrain, yes. Anything with a blue border is elevated. Elevated terrain is not considered to be adjacent to low elevated terrain. Fire escapes are adjacent to both low and elevated terrain. Figures can't move from low to elevated terrain unless through fire escapes or by using the climb terrain move. Figures in elevated terrain are considered to be 2 extra spaces away when attacked with ranged strikes by attackers in low terrain.
So, also the special cards, you can only use 1 of them per turn. And you can't get new cards out unless you have a card like Party Dude. Which that one specifically says, I remove 1 of my cards and put another one into play.
Alright.
So they don't go away.
What? Sorry, I didn't catch that. What's the text?
So when you at the start of the fight, that's when you pick your cards.
Yep.
They stay in play for the entire fight.
Okay.
You can only use 1 per turn.
Right.
Unless you have a card like Michelangelo's Party Dude that says, I can swap a card out to put a different one in.
Okay.
So I can use this card every turn.
Yeah,
You put it down, but
one.
you put it down, but it is in play.
Yeah, it's in play. It's
But-
in play.
But you can only have 1 out.
No,
So every
they're
time-
all considered in play. You can only ever use 1 of them, 1 per turn.
Okay.
So every time I KO someone, I gain a focus.
Only once.
Okay.
Once per turn.
Right.
But if you use that card, you can't use any of your other cards.
Well, yeah, I only get this.
You only get that one.
Focus, by the way, guys, is you can use focus to power abilities in some cases, but you can also use them to reroll any number of dice that you roll. So if you roll dice and you don't like the way it rolls, you can spend a focus, reroll everything.
Can you share focus?
Okay?
And so it says when this card is active, so do I get to use it once, or is it?
You can put it down in front of you, but you say, this is the active ability this turn.
Yeah.
But it applies for the whole turn.
Yes. So like if I was going up, like, alright, I'll throw you. Party Dude's not active, but it's the one I picked for this fight. The I'll throw you is active card.
I also get focus.
But you only can have X amount of cards out to
All right, guys.
start the thing.
So here's the deal.
At least that's how I saw it. It's
What the shell
one
is
card.
going on here, guys?
1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 4 focus. The hero objective. The heroes win if they KO at least 8 of the street thugs.
Done.
Okay. Villain objective. The villain wins if at least 3 of the 3 street thugs move off the board as described under special rules. So I have escape zones. My escape zones are here and here. So I have to get my guys
To the edge.
to the edge. Yep.
Okay.
Wait, where's my? I should have another elevated terrain thing. Oh, here we go. Elevated terrain 2. A figure that moves from elevated terrain to low terrain suffers 4 dice of damage. So if you get knocked off of it or pushed or whatever, you'll fall and take some damage. There's a terrain move called Climb. So you move from a space of low terrain to an adjacent space of elevated terrain, and it costs 2. And the other space is unoccupied. So you can go from here to here by spending 2 skateboard icons. So you climb up. Okay. There's also one other thing called, it's here somewhere. Blocking terrain is basically anything with a black outline. But you have something called Crouch. While adjacent to a space of blocking terrain, use the action to make yourself less noticeable. Until you leave the space you're currently in, you gain +1 defend. You can stack with a +1 bonus for being in cover terrain. So you kind of sit there and you're sort of crouched. Okay. Yeah, I'll do. I have to learn one quick thing, which is how many cards I get. I get 5 cards. The cards that I draw determine things like prevalent abilities, like do I get bonuses to defend or attack or something.
Yeah.
I also get icons on here. See that? Where I just be like, okay, cool, I can make those actions as though I roll those on attack. Okay. I get 5 cards any given turn. I can only play 2. I can also not activate the same model twice unless it's a type that says I can activate multiple. So that mostly comes up when I have leaders out there like Shredder and Owlpex and Karai. Once I start getting those characters in play, then we'll have more leeway to do more things. Okay? Or I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be putting cameras away because there are stealth mechanics in this game. Let's get rid of all the things I do not need.
Michelangelo, not the stealthiest of characters.
No?
Do you guys watch the newer like CGI cartoon?
Yeah.
Let's kick some
amazing.
shell.
It's amazing.
Is
It's
it?
so awesome. Oh yeah, it's so awesome. Anyway. Alright, I get 4 focus. I regain a focus at the top of every turn. You guys have to get focused your normal way. Alright, and let's put some healing over here. The thugs, by the way, have 3 life. The Street Thug Thunder. Why am I getting defeated by that word? The Street Thug Gunners have 1 life. Street Thug Brawlers have 3 life. And these guys ignore slow and rough terrain. They just walk right through it. And these guys are their range is pretty good. Now, your starting areas, guys, and this is where you have to decide where to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 of you start up high.
I should go next to somebody somewhere. Whichever one has 2 people, because he does stuff if you're
That's
next to
on
him.
her dashboard of her turtle van.
Awesome.
The
It doesn't matter
actual
which
artist
spot. Put him
signed-
whichever
signed
one
it.
is next
That
to
was part of
another
this,
player.
by the way.
That's what his
When I got
abilities
it, I got
do.
a signed
It gives like
print.
people next to
I
me
got a
plus
print
defense.
of
This is one?
old school stuff signed by Kevin Eastman.
Oh, really?
That's one kid?
That's that one. Okay.
Which spot was next to?
1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
I want to be by myself.
Does this count as being next
Yep.
to?
Yep. Yes.
So I have to get out of there by the end of the turn.
Out of where?
This.
You do have to get down. You're
yeah.
gonna want to get down because so take a look at how the elevated the fire escapes work. So fire escapes are adjacent to both low and elevated terrain.
Okay.
So you can't move from low to elevated terrain unless through fire escapes or by using the climb terrain move. So you can go. So this is you're not adjacent to anyone right now.
Okay.
If anyone was here, you'd be adjacent to them because they're kind of halfway up.
Right.
And then if you go here, you're adjacent to everything up here and everything here too.
So that only takes 1 move.
Yes, hold on.
Oh, so there's the...
Yep, diagonal move's fine. Yep.
And then how far away? So can I throw my stars at him from where I'm at?
Yes, because you count it. Actually, let me see.
Elevation is
I did just read that somewhere. Figures in elevator terrain are considered to be 2 extra spaces away when attacked with range strike. So you can do it, but you count as farther away than you would think. So you're normally 1, so you count as being 3 away from this guy.
Okay. So where I am right now, I'm not still considered adjacent to that.
You're not. Nope. But for the purposes of ranged attacks, you're considered 3 spaces away, which means you're cutting down a little bit on.
What's the terrain that I'm on? Am I like under a ladder or something?
You are on the fire escape, which means you are adjacent to everything around you.
Cool.
Because when you're on a fire escape, you're considered adjacent to everything up high and down low.
Sweet.
Okay.
That seems good.
Okay.
Seems exactly like where.
So, by the way, the sequence of play is you decide who goes first. Turtle takes a turn, I take a turn. You guys take a turn, I take a turn. We swap activations.
Okay.
I'm gonna go first.
All right.
You're Raphael.
So before you decide that, everybody roll your dice. We have begun play. Oh man, Leonardo's gonna be throwing some elbows this turn.
I'll put the 2 swords next to you because that's better for you, probably, right?
Well, I'm not in melee.
You can have my range.
Does anybody have a blue?
What do you guys want? I have a sword. I have 2 swords, 2 skateboards, 2 stars, and a shell.
Give me a
Mikey
sword.
and Raphael had a
Give
fight
me
this
a sword.
I
earlier in
need
the
to move?
episode, so
I
they
need to
can't.
move
They're not
now.
sharing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're-
need,
you're-
I need to move.
You need a move?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll put a move at the end. So is this the
Do
order
I
I
have to-
have to use them?
No, you can.
No, you. I mean, once, except for sharing,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what the
Okay.
order is.
All right.
Really.
I need to move to get into melee to be able to attack, right?
So you
It's
want
not,
me?
yeah,
Do you
but
want
does
to
not
move?
look like a lot. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
The chi one is regain focus.
You regain a point of focus up to your maximum, and you also heal. So
And you
early
heal.
in the game, she's not going to help you a lot.
Yeah.
Would you care to spend a focus to re-roll all of those dice?
I will.
Yeah. Coward.
That's well.
Oh, actually,
So you guys should get
can I
them
have your
swords or
movement and your
something.
sword?
Yeah.
Or does he need the movement?
Well, he can also use. I'm giving him a movement.
Oh, cool. So,
So-
if you give me a movement, then I can get a sword.
You can take a sword from me.
Yeah.
Because I only need 1 move.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
Actually, I
You're,
can just
you're
leave.
getting a defense.
Let's
I
raise
can
some
leave.
shell.
I don't actually need movement. I can just leave.
I'm with it.
Forgot about that.
All right.
I'm with it.
So
No, dude, I'm signed on for all the doofy, all the old stuff. This is my childhood. So, like early '80s, like this was me.
all right. So you guys mind if I go first?
Do it.
All right.
Since when does Raphael care what people think?
Well, this is Joe Palmer time.
All right. I'll give it to you, shell.
Wait, do we need, after any action dice are rolled and any rerolls are made, I can have somebody trade.
What's that?
I can have people trade. I forgot about that. I do
After
that
action dice
now,
are rolled
right?
and any rerolls are made, you can trade 1 action die belonging to any hero and any action die belonging to another hero until the end of the round. So, just you guys
Would
wanna do that?
anything be
What is your
relevant to
what
trade?
is your special stuff for you guys?
So Michelangelo's is once per turn, Mikey may move 1 space for free, ignoring terrain and breakaway rules. Also, terrain costs Mikey 1 less icon of each choice to use.
Hey, did anyone
cool.
get a double sword?
So if I did.
Do you want to trade?
So you can climb. You
I
can
can put it
climb
next
rails
to
for
you.
2. You can
Yeah.
climb
Oh,
for
trade
1.
the double sword?
Yeah.
Why, does yours do stuff? if
Would
you get double
that
sword?
in fact
no, it
be
just-
like,
I
say
get-
if this
I get
guy wasn't
focus for
here, I
killing
can just
stuff.
jump down there and
And I-
But you'd
Actually,
have to
I-
spend an
I have the
entire
highest
one of
put
these
it on
to
the
do
side,
it.
then yeah.
It doesn't
No,
cost
because I
movement
can't get it from you.
squares. It costs the entire icon.
Because I'm
Okay.
alone.
Does that have? Because
But
that's
if you
how
can make
terrain
people
moves.
trade-
That's how
No, I mean,
terrain
I
moves
could,
work.
yeah. You
Oh no,
and me
just
can
because
trade.
it says
Yeah, so
And
why
then
do
you
you
can
terrain.
put this on the side and I can borrow it from you.
Yeah.
So
What do you
trade
mean?
it for a
It's not
normal
terrain, it's
sword.
elevation.
But when it,
it's
but when it
everything's
comes
the
to
same,
terrain
except you get
moves,
Oh.
these are called terrain moves.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
what's up?
So if I trade my sword for his double sword and put it on the end for him, he can use
I
it?
can borrow it, and then he gets to use it.
Yeah, guys, teamwork.
That's cool. There we go. So this will go here. So the
Raise
downside is he
shell.
gets 1 less sword. But,
Yep.
But yeah, I have a
But
but you have a
sick
special
attack.
ability
that's
that makes you do
Mikey.
crazy stuff.
So yeah, whatever, Mikey. So does this cost 1 move to get here?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna use a move. I'm gonna get on the ladder.
Hey guys.
I'm gonna raise some shell and stab. Who do you guys want me to kill?
The one
You want?
Because
The
these
one
guys
that-
are kind of weak. So I
the
have another
diagonal one.
sword. So I was thinking I could.
Well, if you kill him, Mikey can jump down.
Yeah.
If you kill him,
okay. So
actually,
I have,
Ori can move over
I have a
and
double
could give him
sword,
bonuses.
a double star, and one sword. So if these guys are only 1 to kill, I should use the doubles on the things that are 3 to kill.
Yeah, the big guys.
Yeah, so
Yeah, kill the
I'll
big guys.
double sword that mofo.
Yep.
He's tough.
He's not any tougher than the gunners.
Oh.
So I'm gonna hit him with my double
just has
sword.
more
So that
wounds,
means I roll.
He's there completely for aesthetics purposes.
Oh.
So if I'm double
He's
swording
not
that
close.
mofo,
Yep.
that's 2 dice because of the sword,
Yep.
and another 2 because my
For your
attack is 2.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
So the gunners have a defense of 2.
Those guys are gunners, they're not the brawler guys? Oh,
This
the brawler
guy,
guys are at
this
the end,
brawler
right?
guy.
Yeah, he's a gunner. So
Oh.
gunners, brawlers.
Oh, so these ones are brawlers?
Yeah.
Wait, can I
So you
attack
should
that
kill.
guy?
Yep. Sure can.
Yeah.
So all
The
these
guy
guys.
who
Let's
has
put it this
more
way.
wounds.
These all have 1 life. These all have 3 life.
Yeah, so my plan was
Yeah,
to
kill one of the 3 life ones.
like do the double stuff on the big guys, and then use the single stuff on them because they're only 1.
All right. Whoa, that's a lot of hits.
Let's raise some shit.
All right, so normally,
So I'm back.
normally we would, it's according to this, you can then choose to spend some focus to reroll everything.
Nope.
Okay, but it's basically it's just like whatever you roll, let the other guy decide whether or not to spend focus before start rolling defense. Okay. So these guys have a defense of 2. Cool. All right, so I have cut down one of those. You still did 4 damage, which is more than enough to get rid of this guy.
Yeah. Raising some shit.
He's like, "Rah!" He throws his friend in front of the
And then
the size.
I'm gonna. So what is the range?
All right, here's your win counter.
Yeah.
1 down, 7 to go.
So I should. And you want to get? Where do you want to go? Like here or there?
That's it.
Oh.
You should kill the one that's right in front of him,
Right there?
so that I can run up and make it so he doesn't get free attacked by that
Okay.
guy and can move next.
So I'm gonna single sword that guy. So that's only 3, right?
3 dice, yep.
And he's just a 1 life noob, right?
1 life.
So 1 life.
All right, so
move,
3.
is that what you
Yeah.
called him?
All right, so I have knocked off 2, so I took 2 damage.
Right.
Which is enough. Who'd you attack? This guy?
Yeah. And then we're gonna use a move to get right. Is that 1 move?
So
From there to there.
you have a bunch of adjacent guys.
Right.
So what's your movement?
3.
So it's going to cost 1 movement to get there. It's going to cost 3 movement to get there.
Okay.
Because you have 2 guys next to you.
So can I end my turn on
if-
this ladder? Like I can stand on the
Yeah,
ladder?
you can stand.
Okay. So I'm not gonna do that then.
If you can make it there, but that's all. That's it. You can't go any further.
Oh yeah, that's all I want to go.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I want to
you
go
can
there.
hop there.
And then I get negs to throwing stars at people close to me,
You
right?
literally can't throw it at anyone. No, you can throw it at this guy. There's no penalties if there's someone next to you. You can literally just throw it, make a ranged
So
attack.
I'm gonna-
But you can't attack an adjacent guy.
Okay, I'm gonna throwing star at that
You can
mofo.
attack that again.
So that's 4 dice, because 2 stars plus 2.
I think that's how it works. 1 second.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Now I understand the cards a little bit better. Technically, they're not supposed to be in front of you.
What do you mean? What?
When you play them down, now it's considered the active card.
Okay.
Sorry, what?
Because
You're supposed to hold 'em in your
It's
hand.
kind of supposed to hold them because when you play them, now that's the active card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But you can only have 1 active card at a time.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
That's what I was like. Where is this going?
Whatever, nerd, I'm raising shit.
Yeah. Well, you only have 1 anyways.
Yeah.
Because it's like, take these and put the rest of them aside because these are your battle cards.
Yep. Yep. Same deal. You got 4
So
dice.
4
on it.
dice at that mofo?
Yeah, let me see. Actually, hold on. I want to double check something.
Because what's yours when you kill something, you get to get focus.
Yeah, and I haven't spent any focus, so.
Yeah.
Yep. Hold on.
On my ability, at the end of each round, I can either get 1 focus back or give 1 of my focus to somebody else.
Oh, that's good.
All right, go for it.
So this guy.
That guy?
Yeah.
That's a
Raising
lot.
some shit.
There's nope. There's really not much I can do about that.
You can
Yeah.
taste my wrath.
There's 3.
And then, so that's my turn. I have the shell.
Yep.
So
just,
I just
shove it ahead just to realize that it's out. So you're done?
I'm done.
Great. All right, it's my turn.
These are my kills. That will go in the Raphael Chamber of Secrets.
That's not creepy.
You got something to say, Donnie?
All right, so
I just did.
Thug Brawler. Thug Brawler is going to go. I'm going to play a card called Get 'em.
I'm going to throw it on the ground.
So Thug Brawler says Get 'em, which means I get to activate 2 of them.
Oh no.
They're both going to beat on you.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Let's pound these freaks.
Yeah, you
Is
can't.
what it says. So
No chance
the
in
Brawler
shit.
is going to attack with 1 and 1 sword. So this guy is going to attack you.
Okay. But I have a shell.
You have a shell, so you are taking 1 damage right now.
Okay.
What's your defense?
3.
All right, so roll 4 dice because you have those and plus your shell.
So I'm taking it.
You are taking 1 damage
Okay.
because you didn't roll any shells.
Oh, my pizza.
Yeah. All right, I can't believe that worked. This guy is also going to attack you. How much damage did you do to that? Oh, you did plenty enough to kill him.
Yeah.
He had 3. Yeah, plenty enough to kill him.
I think I did like 4.
Yeah. So, all right.
Then you're going to attack me with another guy?
Interesting. Yeah, I'm a
It's then,
so he's going to attack. He's got
up in
1.
front of the player.
And his attack is 1.
When it's face up in front of you, attack.
So I do the 4 defense again?
Same deal,
I
yeah.
have a move that really ups my defense, and it's active. But since I
so you
haven't
are-
gone yet, I can't use it.
Ha! Buzzer!
All right, so I will also be doing another attack called Thug Gunner Minion. Shoot him! And they go, fire, fire! So I attack. I am activating 2 of them. I'll activate these 2 guys, and they're going to open fire on these turtles over here. So each of them has 2 dice plus their attack of 1. So they're going to be rolling 3 dice. Okay. So this guy is going to attack Leo. All right. So there's 3. And now, so roll some defense dice. What's your defense right now?
3?
Your defense is 3? Great, so you roll that.
Because none of these are activated.
Right.
Hey guys, we're going to take a quick pause on the screen for a couple of seconds.
Okay.
Pausing for a moment.
Sure. Okay. Action. So you're taking 3 damage.
We're going to pause for just a couple of seconds, guys. We'll be right back.
Oh,